Hello, can you hear me now? Okay, good. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you all for being here. We have a lot of people. We are busy today. Busy. I like to see that. Okay, so let's get started. Today, Joesph Lopez, Dr. Joe, is going to lead us in prayer. Steve Pickens in the pledge, and Larry Mays in four-way test.
Lord, we ask you to watch over our city leaders, our school leaders, our community leaders, from the bottom to the top or top to the bottom. Watch over our men and women that are serving overseas and our family close to home. We ask all this in your name. Amen.
Place the flag, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in the four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. First,
Is it the truth?
second,
Is it fair to all concerned?
third,
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
and number four.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And anything else is not legal.
Okay, let's see. First off, I see Sheila over there. Hello, Sheila. We haven't seen you in a while. Good to have you for lunch today. I see Annie and Demi. Demi? One of those. Hello, girls. They helped me today before the meeting. They helped me stock the little cupboard that we have outside, which reminds me, yes, there you are. Reminds me we need food items and carb items. So next time y'all are at the dollar store, just grab a few things and bring it up here. And keep bringing the girls back. They're a lot of help. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I guess we're ready for...
No, we're not.
No, we're not ready.
You got to stretch. You got to stretch.
Okay, stretch. He's over there trying to divide the tickets. I think we're down to 5 cards left in Deck of Destiny. Okay. Well, I do have an announcement. We are going to have to reschedule the meeting for the Centennial Celebration until a later date. I'll get with you on that. Shelley has graciously offered to head up that committee, and so we need to make sure she can be there. So I need to make sure she can be at the meeting, so we'll follow up. Okay, here we come. First off, we're going to do Happy Bucks. And Happy Bucks for July and August go to buy athletic supplies and stuff for the kids at Costa Maya. That's part of the district project, and that's what we're collecting for today. So get out your money, get happy, and we've been asked people to have more fun when they're putting in their Happy Bucks.
All right, Teresa. She's just happy. All right, Katie. No? Okay. All right. Over here. I see some people reaching for money. Shelley, is it offered or is it I was asked to do the Centennial Committee? Was that offered or asked? Yeah, she's screaming. It was asked. Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
She was voluntold.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Who wants to speak? No? No? All right. You want to speak?
Yeah, I'll speak today. I've got $2. The first one is to say that today is my son's 35th birthday. At this actual time last year, he was on his 9th surgery after his near fatal motorcycle accident, and a month ago he finally got to walk on both legs. So I'm really happy about that. And my second dollar is to say I'm super excited. I get to spend Saturday with David jumping out of a plane.
All right, coming around the back 40. Any money? No. Okay. Here comes 20. All right.
Let me get my dollar out. $2. There you go. Yeah, that dollar is to say it amazes me that the old and decrepit are still showing up for a meeting, but today's Bob Arrington's birthday. So let's sing happy birthday to Bob Arrington. How about it? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bob. Happy birthday to you.
Good stuff. Was that loud enough for you to hear, Bob? Oh, okay.
Since it's Bob's birthday, we all need to tell him, as we leave here today, say, Bob, happy birthday. And it might be the last as old as you're getting, okay?
Wow. Bad karma there, buddy. Bad karma.
All right, this is my first happy bucks. Mine is for finally getting better after being sick for the past 2 weeks.
We're glad you're here. All right. Who else over here? Rox.
Well, Troy's got my money, so I didn't put the dollars in. But anyways, last week I was late, and so I didn't really have anything to say. But I wanted to tell everybody, thank y'all for your prayers for my husband. He's doing a lot better. He did have to have a pacemaker. The pacemaker is as little as my thumbnail, like tiny, tiny. And he will have to be going for some more tests. He will have to have another replacement valve. So we're not out of the woods, but thank y'all, and please keep continuing to pray. Thank you.
Good stuff. All right. Listen. All right. She's happy. Wes, I'll just take the money. You don't have to talk.
Don't everybody leave whenever we're done. I have a truck full of books that I need help unloading. Thanks to Rich, we still got more at the library to pick up. They didn't have enough boxes. Dwayne got the GISD, and we got almost a truckload from them. And I've still got two more pickups to do. So I don't think we're going to get as many as we got last year, but we're going to be close.
Good stuff. All right. Miss Debbie.
Y'all know how happy I am? I'm going to be happier when I win this pot today.
Sandra.
For those that don't know me, I'm Sandra Bell. Anyway, I'm happy because I took the test a couple of weeks ago and I made a 90, which a 90 where I go to school, it's not an A, it's a B. But I was expecting a lower grade, so I'm happy. Second thing, which is, I'm not gonna say I'm happy, I'm blessed. Anybody that know me know I'm very athletic, even though I don't look like it, because the doctor said I need to lose some weight, but I'm super athletic and I can play pickleball, the best of them. But anyway, saying that to say, pickleball may have saved my life. Because I went home, I get real sweaty because I play hard. I play to win. But anyway, I went home, took my shower, and as a female, you know, we bathe. I mean, I do. Anyway, I felt a bump in my breast. I did not panic because I know the Lord. I know when I die, I'm going to heaven, all of that. But anyway, saying all that to say, a week later, I got the notice from my job where we go get our annual mammograms and whatnot. Still, I wasn't panicking. I wasn't telling my kids or nothing because they gonna panic more so than me. But anyway, went, did the mammogram, waiting on the mail. I didn't even immediately open it because I already knew what it was. It was absolutely nothing. My mammogram came out clear, fine as whatever. So I'm talking to just being blessed. I thank the Lord for my health, all of that. I'm just standing here waiting on my money. But just saying all this to say, check yourself, because I really wasn't checking myself. I was just sweating from playing pickleball, you know. And I felt something that wasn't right. But you see how stuff just happens? I probably wouldn't immediately contact my doctor about it because I was just like, this is nothing. But I got the letter, go get the mammogram, did it. I'm all good, so Lord, thank you.
Amen. Good stuff. Anybody else? Anybody else? Last call for happy. All right, David.
I'm going to read out the following names. David Weiland, Rich Carter, Dennis Udini, Sean Franklin, Gary Erb, Steve Pickens, Kim Quimby, Dale Romine, Debbie Sickles, and Annette Weiland. Guess what? We're cleaning up for the month of August.
It ain't August
I
today.
know. All right, get out your phones, put it on your calendar. I don't want anyone to forget.
Good stuff. All right. Okay, what's next? Something's next.
Sandra,
Oh, yeah.
Sandra, thank you for that reminder. We all need to do that more often. Thank you.
All right. So we always come to a visitor to have them pull the ticket. So I'm gonna shake these up a little bit, and then I want you to reach in, grab one ticket, dig hard, find one ticket, and then hand it to me, okay? All right.
This is deja vu, he did that last week too.
And then they called on you. So many tickets.
Grab one. Dig around. And the winner is.
All right. 9.
Woo-hoo!
9.
Yeah!
8.
Yeah!
1.
Yeah!
5.
Yeah!
9.
Woo!
8.
Oh!
All right.
Watch him come
Yes.
in and get that stuff.
Here we go. All right.
Happened once. It only happened once after that. No, this is serious.
Just pick one of those.
I had 3.
Oh! He has the ace of spades. That's new member luck. New member luck right there.
I think that means he has to come every week for the whole year.
I have no issues with that. So you get half the pot, and luckily you're sitting next to the treasurer, and with only a 5% commission to the guy who has the microphone, you're doing well. All right, back to you.
I thought it was impressive that not only are you one of our newest members, you're giving the program today, and you led the prayer, and now you've taken the pot for that.
I'm out of here. I'm not gonna
Oh, we're going to continue to build until we get our money back.
Yeah, you gotta come every week.
It was, before today's, it was $24.52.50. So before today's, how much did we get today?
$10.99.
High dollar. Okay.
It was lots
Let's
of
see,
tickets.
what else do we need to do? I need to let y'all know, and this isn't all of them, but this is part of the socks and underwear and summer clothes and all that we have gathered up this month. There is even more stuff, but I'm gonna take it to the United Way or take it to the showers or something, and I'll load it all up. Y'all stay and you can help me carry this out, and then you can help Wes carry books in. Okay? That sounds like a plan. We're gonna put you to work. Put you to work. Okay. What else do we have before we get to our speaker? Dwayne, you want to introduce our speaker?
Well, I can. Everybody knows who he is now.
Yeah.
Dr. Joe Lopez is the superintendent for Greenville Independent School District. And Dr. Lopez, welcome to our club today, and tell us all about GISD.
All right. Well, I know I'm seeing some familiar faces because I know I was at Kiwanis yesterday and gave a speech there, and so can't give the same speech twice, back to back. So we're gonna have to twist this one up a little bit. But I will say that since May 1st, when I was first hired and coming on board, it's been a whirlwind. It's been fast and furious, but that's the way it is. When you come into a school district in May, it's summertime, and you've just got to, batten down the straps and start rolling up your sleeves and getting to work. And so I'm proud to share that, as a team of 8, and I say as a team, our board of trustees and myself as the superintendent, have been working diligently together. We've been looking at some of our major goals. And so I shared a little bit of this yesterday, but I will share this part with you today, is that we are really kind of focused in on, I mean, first and foremost is always going to be academics. Obviously, for any community, that's huge. And so we will be getting our scores officially released here by mid-August. And what I would share with you is that, like most districts across the state, we kind of took a little bit of a hit. And it is what it is. But one thing that you're going to find about me is that I'm straight to the point. There's no reason to beat around the bushes. We've got some work to do, but I have no doubt that we can do it. And I'm going to release something when the time comes to our community that just says, these are our scores, this is where we're at, and where do we go from here? And I think that's important, because one thing that I take pride in and that I really try to emphasize as I meet with different groups or just talk to parents is that we've got to be transparent. Nothing good comes from trying to sugarcoat things or trying to make it sound better than it is. Sometimes you just, it's like in life, you get hit in the gut, and what do? Are you going to be resilient and stand up and make better decisions? Or are you just going to be hee-hawing and kind of saying, oh, pity me? And so I'm not a pity me person. That's not my style. That's not my leadership style. And so I've met with our principals. I've met with our central office team, and we've got a plan. It's gonna take some good heart-to-heart, courageous discussions, because at the forefront of everything that we do, you've got to have great teachers and great principals. You can have a great superintendent, and it's good to have all that, but the bottom line is what's happening in those classrooms. And so how can we support our staff? What are we doing in terms of technology? What are we doing in terms of professional development for our teachers? And then one of the things that I'm kicking off this year with our new support staff, and I'm proud to announce this, I mean, in terms of teacher retention, a year ago to this date, we were at 31%. We lost 31% of our staff. This year, we came in at 21%. Now, that's not all to me, that's all a lot of hard work that's gone into play. But what that says is that as of May, heading into June, we held our numbers true. I mean, we stayed at about 21%. That's great. That's a huge shift in 1 year. What that means, though, is that we're bringing on board less new staff to our district, but the staff that we're going to bring on board, we want to keep them. And so one of my messages to the district as a whole when we met on Monday was, at our convocation, is that we are family. We are here to help one another. And so I'll be kicking off what I consider the 30, 60, 90-day check-in with our new staff, and that as superintendent, I will be meeting with my staff. I mean, I have assistant superintendents, I have other people that are part of my cabinet, but the bottom line is that I will be taking that initiative on myself to meet with all of our new staff that we bring into the district. And so I'll meet with them at the 30-day mark. I'll meet with them at the 60-day mark. And usually the 60-day mark is right around November, December, the 90-day mark. And the reason for that is that if we're going to lose staff, it's going to be in December. Because they've gone through about 2-3 months, and if they either like it, they love it, or they want out. And if they want out, we want to talk to them about, well, what haven't we done as an organization? Whether it's school supplies, whether it's things that they need in their classroom, whether it's discipline with students, whether it's communication just in general. Oftentimes I think it's just because we don't sit there and just listen and open those doors of communication to say, how can we help your stay become permanent with GISD? We don't want you to come in and be with us for a year and then leave out to Princeton or to Roy City or to Campbell or to a neighboring district. I mean, people move for various reasons, but we should be keeping our own once they come in. Or especially if they're homegrown and they're coming back, we want to keep them to the best of our ability. So we're going to focus on academics, number one. Number two, communication with our staff. And then the last thing that I'll share is that you're going to start seeing some of these things happen around our campuses. That we've started doing some, I call it home improvement, but the bottom line is that just some good old housekeeping. And the example I gave yesterday at Kiwanis was like, it's like your own house in your neighborhood. You want to have a nice grass, you want to have a nice front, for the occasional visitors that you get. But in our case, our visitors are students and families. We have growth coming into Greenville. We've got families that are coming in. And so the first thing they're going to do, like any family is, they're going to drive around and look at our schools. And so our presentation of our schools has to be first and foremost a priority. And so we did approve to do power washing at all of our campuses. It's already started at the athletic facilities. If you drive by Lamar, they were working on the sidewalks yesterday. And so a lot of that black, icky stuff that you see on some of our buildings is disappearing. If you go by the visitor or the home stands where you check in for the football games, they are immaculate. They look brand new. But that's the way it should be. It should be presentable for anybody that's coming in. We should take pride in our own facilities before we go out and ask for a bond. bottom line. You can't go and ask for taxpayers' dollars and saying that we're gonna do all these improvements to our school district if you're not taking care of your own backyard. So, with that said, we have done that, we are starting that, and that'll take place here within about the next 2 months, because the power washing that we gotta do is intensive. I mean, it's massive, right? But once we do that, then we can maintain it. The second project that we made an initiative and that I felt was really needed was our playgrounds. If you've been to any of our playgrounds across the district, they were in much dire need of support and some TLC. And so every elementary campus will be getting a new playground or a playground replaced. And that's huge because we've had some facilities or playgrounds that had exposed metal, rubber that was peeling off, or parts that were missing. And so what happens over time is that, like with anything, playgrounds, either you replace them on a cyclical pattern, or you go in there and have a schedule for them, or their parts become extinct and then you're just doing piecemeals. And so my thing was, why are we continuing to do piecemeals when we should just do a full replacement? Now, in some districts, that might come from the PTO or from your boosters or from other organizations, but what I shared with the Board of Trustees was that I thought it was something that we could take on as a district to say, it's important to us. Student safety, playground safety is important. Let's fix them up and let's do what's right. Down the road, that for maintenance and future scheduling, we might look at getting donors or what have you, but for right now, it's an immediate need that needs to be taken care of. So we've ordered them. They should arrive within 2 to 3 months, and once we get them going up, we'll be sure to post it. But the reason for that is that we want to make sure that our kids are safe and secure at our schools, and when they're outdoors, they should be on an area that we grew up with. You know, that, I mean, we didn't have the fanciest playgrounds growing up, but we had things to be on. At the Travis Intermediate, we're not looking at replacing the playground that's there, but we're looking at putting some benches with a nice little awning for the kids. Because if you're an intermediate kid, you're probably not on a playground. I mean, don't get me wrong, they'll probably be happy to be on it. But we want them to have a place to sit and just hang out as young, soon-to-be teenagers, you know. So with that said, you know, it's been a good couple months. It's been great getting out in the community to meet people, meet folks. I think that's where it starts. That's where it has to be. If you know me already, you've gotten to see that my family and I are out and about. We are at functions. Probably, we enjoy it, and I say it wholeheartedly. I think in this role as superintendent, you have to be amongst some people. You have to be with your people. My wife probably wouldn't like me sharing this, but we tend to eat out when we can. I mean, I love cooking at home too, and I love firing up the grill. But when we do go out, you know, we probably are contributing a lot to local restaurants, and I'm going to start working out, I promise. My wife would say I should have discussed that, because it's just like, well, you're implying that I'm getting bigger, and I said, we're fine, you know, we'll grow big together. But don't tell her I said that either. But that's right. But no, I mean, it's been great. We love the community, good people. We've got great kids, and we've got great families. And as I've met with parents, that's what they want. And that's one of the message that I've had with our staff is that, and I said this yesterday, but I'll say it again. It doesn't matter where our kids come from. It doesn't matter whether they're Hispanic, white, rural, African American. We're here to teach kids. Any kids that walk through our doors, they're GISD kids. They're our responsibility. And I've also been very blunt with staff too. And I said, if that doesn't fit your values, and that's not a core belief that you have for GISD, I don't know what else to tell you, but you know, maybe GIC is not the best place for you, because you've got to have that innate love for it. You've got to have that passion. You've got to have that zeal to say, like, we're going to make every kid successful. We're going to try to do our best to find their niche, to give them the opportunity, whether it's college, career, military. I mentioned this yesterday too. You know that I'm very supportive of our armed forces. I mean, I know sometimes, and it's one of those things like, well, should we be encouraging our kids to go to the armed forces? Well, what's wrong with that? My dad was a veteran. I grew up in a veteran household. There's nothing wrong with being in armed services. At the same time, there's nothing wrong with a young man or woman that comes out and says, hey, I just want to join the workforce after graduating from high school. That's something to be proud of. They're going to be global citizens. They're going to contribute to our economy. They're going to contribute to the GISD community. That's a good thing. And then, of course, for those that want to go to college, that's great, but have we given them the resources? And so we've got to hit all three of those areas and do what's best for our GISD kids. One of the other things that I shared with our staff at our convocation is that I'm very competitive, and you've probably heard me say that I am. I mean, I'm a firm believer that we're going to do what's best for GISD. I mean, I know I've got neighboring districts. We love them. I'll hug them and support them. But at the end of the day, when we step on that football field or we step on that court, hey, black, red, and white, you know. I'm not rooting for the other team. I mean, I am deep down, but on value, hey, this is GISD. We're not gonna bow down. And that's one thing I've told my neighboring superintendents. I like you, you're a good person, but you know, if you're expecting me to say like, oh, GISD, we just, no, we're bringing it, so you better be ready, you know. And that's what I'm hoping to instill in our staff, with our kids, across the board, that we are GISD. We are the Lions. This is who we are. This is what we're going to bring every single day. We don't roll over. Just because we have a bad day, we don't roll over and say, oh, pity me. No, step up, pull up your britches, work hard, roll up your sleeves, and do what's got to get done. Those are some of the South Texas values that I was raised in. You know, you just work hard. There's not a silver bullet for it. And I've said that to our staff. If you're expecting, just because you have a new superintendent or you've got these new things, there's not a replacement for hard work. With our kids and with our community, we just got to work hard every day, day in, day out. So I switched up my message a little bit for those that heard me yesterday, but the core beliefs, the core values that I'm hoping to bring to our community are there. And I don't know if I'm open to any questions that you have. And but like I said, we're working hard and trying to do some good things for our district. Yes, sir.
Just to get this discussion started, have you had an opportunity to assess the degree to which we have parental involvement with our schools?
Sure. You know, different districts have it set up differently. In some districts, you actually have parental liaisons that work for the school district, and they help to kind of break down those barriers. GISD has not had that traditionally in the past. We do have individuals that work as community and schools partners, and I think that's a great opportunity. But I think there's a way where we can help to have some better discussions and more communications. And so it may not be something that we would roll out this year, but I think definitely parental involvement at some level, whether it's having staff on board that can help communicate and break down those barriers, or us just being available to do that. And sometimes it's just opening your school doors, you know. I know I was having a discussion with an individual, a staff member. They said, well, you know, we worry about when we get parents in because we might hear negative things. I said, well, that's what we're here for. We should be hearing those negative things, because if they don't come to us and share it, they're going to share it somewhere else, and we know where that's going to be. It's going to be on the worldwide Facebook wave, you know. So I think that's also a paradigm shift, is that it's okay to have those meetings, it's okay to have those discussions, to say, hey, talk to us. But in those things, what are the things we need to work on? What are the things that we need to enhance? But come in with solutions. Let's be solution finders, you know, because anybody can write. And you know that. It's just like in any business that you've got. But we want to make sure that we're doing our part. So I think parental involvement, it will be a huge area that we start to explore. And from comments that I've heard from community members, that's something they would like to see expanded. Yes, sir.
I'd like to piggyback on that a little bit. Being the parent of 3 very high-performing GISD kids over the years, the thing that I always was disappointed about was there were so many kids who didn't care about school.
Right.
Which goes back to the parents not caring about school. So I'm not worried about the 10% who care and complain. I'm more worried about the 90% or 80% or 70%, whatever it is.
Right.
Who don't care, never complain, never show up, never motivate, never encourage their kids. How are you going to impact that group?
Well, first of all, you've got to have open schools. And what I mean by that is you've got to have an open mindset of, you know, working with all families. Do we really believe that? I mean, because on paper we could say, well, we're gonna have great opportunities for parental involvement. But at the first time that a parent comes up, or we've got a lot of parents in our schools, well, we don't want to meet in with our kids. Well, we don't want them at this function. Well, there's your 90%. Some of those parents that are part of that, you know. You've got the ones, the 10% that are always going to be there. And you see that at your elementary and more. You've got a lot of parents that show up at elementary. The goal is to keep them involved through intermediate, through middle school, up into high school. How we do that? I mean, there's different ways. I mean, bottom line is parents love to come for activities that involve their kids. And so have we made a connection for those 90% of the kids that, are they involved in something? So for example, when I was principal of a 6A high school, and this was down in South Texas, I was principal of a 6A high school with 2,400 kids. As principal, I made it a responsibility, not a responsibility, we made it a priority that every single student that walked through our door had to be part of a club or organization. It didn't matter what, but they had to be part of something. And then we had a checklist, and this is with the graduating class of over 500 kids, 900 freshmen. We took it, the ownership administration to say, these are our list of kids, our 2,400 kids. What are they involved in? Soccer, band, key club, Lions Club. I mean, they've got to find something to be part of. So connecting our kids into some organization so that they have a vested interest, because those 90% are just kind of walking through the halls. That's one way of doing it, because when you have them vested in an activity or event, those parents are going to come out. So one of the other things that we did is, if we had an open house, like at the high school, we would have students performing. We'd have our high school band performing. We'd have our folklorico team performing. We would have a presentation by the color guard. Those would bring in some of those high school parents that normally might stay on the sidelines, because they're going to come to see their kid perform. That's one way. So you want to have kind of a community connection with an activity, or just go down home and say, we're going to have a potluck. It's going to be a spaghetti night dinner. We want you to come and have break bread with us. There's a lot of families that will come in and share and have food with you. And at that moment, that's when you've got to talk to them, but not make it a lecture type deal where it's it's got to be quick, to the point, a lot of quick communication, and maybe have the handouts ready to go. These are ways that you can get involved in your kids' school. These are things that are happening. Do we do that even right now? I mean, we've got a good communications team at GISD, but how can we get that to our campuses? Because a lot of times we'll hear the feedback, well, it wasn't on the website at the high school. We didn't get an announcement. It wasn't translated to Spanish. So you just gotta look at the factors that are keeping those parents from being involved and kind of pick apart one by one. It's not gonna be the end all. I mean, I'm not gonna say that you have 100% percentage attendance from parents, but if it moves that 90%, decreases it to 60%, 50%, well, we're headed in that direction. And so you've got to just kind of piecemeal it piece by piece. I hope that answers it. I mean, that's just one example of ways to do it. Yes, ma'am.
How many new hires did y'all have this year?
If I'm correct, and I'm including paras, maintenance, custodial, I think it was right around 100, maybe 100 individuals. Might be give or take a little bit more.
Are you short-staffed?
Right now, we are short-staffed, but not too bad. We're in good shape at this point of the year. Because what happens is when you enter August, if you're looking for teachers in August, you're getting exactly what you get in August. I mean, no offense. I mean, it's kind of like, it is what it is. So we want to make sure that we're just not putting a person in a classroom to fill a spot and then having to remove that individual by December because they didn't meet the expectations. And so kind of being selective, but at the same time, we want to grow people, and there's people that are interested. And we've had success here in Greenville, and we did a real strong recruitment push this summer to get high quality staff in.
Well, I'll say a big thank you for their bonuses. I know they all appreciate it.
Yes, yeah, we did. Our board of trustees did approve a 2% pay raise, as well as a retention incentive for our returning staff that are with us as of a certain date. And we're going to continue to look at areas like bilingual stipends, special education stipends. Those are two areas where we've been hurting for some time. And so we're going to look at that as well and see what we can do to help our staff. Because, we want to be competitive, and like I said, I'm competitive, so I'm looking at what neighboring districts are doing, and this is one thing, I don't aspire to be like those districts, but I want to make sure that we're offering what we need for our staff, if that makes sense. I mean, it's got to be the GISD way, but at the same time, you got to be cognizant, or you got to recognize that there's other opportunities that are pulling away at your staff. And so, we want to make sure that we're competitive on that, and so forth.
I will say, this is more of a thank you to GISD, and now with you being at the home, I'm thanking you personally, because I was showing you the information about our Cotton Patch Challenge bike ride. This year is the 28th year that we have had this fundraiser, and one of the things that we started a few years ago when I took over as the chair is Greenville ISD Junior ROTC comes and presents the colors for us at the opening ceremony, and the choir comes and sings a cappella the national anthem. And I cannot tell you how many writers we have that come to me personally, email me, whatever, and tell me how amazing it is that is the most special part of what we do here in Greenville, and it really it shows us and represents us very well, because no other rides really do that. So thank you for sending, your kids and having the kids available to us. And if you want to send the band and any other kids,
I'll see who I can draft you to.
put them to work.
No, and I will tag team or piggyback on that too, to say that, my goal is that our kids should be at as many events as they can be. Not that we want to overwork them or overexpose them, but I think, and I truly believe that your community flourishes when the school district that's serving that community is able to highlight and showcase our kids. And so, I've shared this with our teams and with my principals that we're planning to be at the big table. I know, like right now I'm serving on the Hound County K-12 Commission, and they were mentioning that the neighborhood superintendent in Campbell has kind of been taking the lead, and Greenville's kind of been on the back burner. I said, well,
That's why do you think I asked you? Why do you think I asked you to co-chair that?
That's right. Yes, and it's okay, and I'm glad that she's been able to help facilitate that. But we're a big player on this. We are a large district. We're not a small district. I mean, we're not that big, but we're big enough. But we should be at the table where discussions and decisions are being made. We should be in Austin advocating for our community, working closely with our city council, working with our mayor, working with our commissioners here in Hunt County. There's not a reason why we shouldn't be at that table, where we shouldn't be there, not because we have to go in there with an agenda, but we should be all collaborating for the betterment of our community. And so that is one of my goals as well, is that we're at the table at those discussions, at least contributing in any way that we can to help make a difference for our community. I truly believe in GISD. I mean, like I said, and I say this wholeheartedly, we've got great kids, we've got great parents, we've got great staff. Now it's just time to bring it all together and start showcasing and being a little bit cocky and, being GISD. And that's what I told her. I was meeting with a couple of our football players, and I said, hey, when you're out on the field, bring it. I'm not asking you to hurt anybody, don't do that. But be GISD proud. Represent your district, represent your campus. Go out there with some fight in you, And I said, I know who we're playing, but I'm growing up, in South Texas and being part of winning teams and going to the state playoffs. Success breeds other success. But you've also got to be humbled sometimes, because you're not going to win every game. But at least if you did your best, you did all that you could, and you played with honor, and you played with pride, and you played with respect for the game, that's successful. Or whatever, it doesn't matter whether it's cheer, band, whatever it flashes, whatever it is, that you gave it your best and you left it all there. Even if the score reflects otherwise, but we didn't just go all down and go into a fetal position and, no, it's not me. That's not me. So I've got a lot of fight in me.
Just
Yes,
one
ma'am.
last comment. Who's hosting Chambers Business Before Hours next Tuesday?
I'm not sure.
You!
Oh, let me write that down. Hold on.
I believe it's at your building.
I'll be there. You can tell them.
7:30.
All right. I won't be there. Yes.
I just have one thing, just to plug for you guys. As one of those parents, guys, we want to see more than parents there. So these kids are your future workforce. Buy the season tickets, show up to the games, show up to the concerts. Because when they see the community show up and it's not grandma and grandpa, that speaks so much to them. So even though we haven't always had winning teams, we do have quite a few, and we have quite a few stars coming up this year. So I would encourage you, I just bought my tickets yesterday on the early bird. Go show up, fill those games and support them, because they need to see y'all too.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna get you, let's get right over here. Who wants to be in the picture today? Hey, girls, come here. Tammy, Annie. Huh? Yeah, come on, work. Yeah, you should. All right.
Actually, that whole old man table.
Oh, GISD grad. Oh.
I like it.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm not a GISD grad. I feel like I have to apologize. Okay. All right, man, they keep coming. They keep coming. Okay, on behalf of the Rotary, we are proud to have you. And we'd like to present you with one of our candy dishes. It's monogram, Rotary symbol, and hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
All right.
On those tough evenings, it's double set.
Yes. Thank you.
Come have a drink.
There you go. Thank you so much. Okay, is there anything else? Anybody got any other announcements? I need some help getting all this stuff out to my car and Wes needs help getting stuff back into the building.
This video has been brought to you by GEUS. GEUS is your community-owned provider for electric, internet, cable TV, and true local programming.